Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's been a couple days since I've been here, and anyway, here I am. I do actually have some things to share with you that I've finished, and some things that I have in the works. It's something that I've never ever thought that I was ever going to do, but I'm actually doing it. And also, if you didn't see my last video, I put a link to my blog. I have It's like I do. There we go. I hate hair. Hair is gross. If I wouldn't look weird being bald, I would probably not have hair because it's just, I can't stand hair. But anyway, in my last video, I believe I put a link to my blog, and I told you guys to go check it out because if I'm not here, I'm probably over there, and if not over there, then I've just got too much going on and I don't have time to do anything. But anyway, goodness gracious. This is backwards to me. My hair keeps sticking up. But anyway, like I said, first things first, I'm going to give you a brief explanation of what I said I would mention in my last video, but since I didn't, I did put it on my blog. If you've read that, good. If you haven't, don't worry about it. I'm just going to kind of basically say what I said there, but I don't know if it's word for word because I'm not going to read it. But anyway, I've kind of been in a hiatus or a detox, I guess you could call it, from yarn and crocheting. It all started back in February when we moved my mom closer to us, actually, next door. You guys probably remember that. We moved my mom next door, blah, 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 blah. She fell towards the middle of May, broke her hip, and having her there and taking care of her just took a lot of my time, and I was preoccupied with a lot of things and worried about a lot of things, and I didn't really get a lot of crochet done. I mean, I did some, but nothing like I have in the past several years. Mom fell. She's in the hospital. Now she's in the nursing home. I have less to worry about, but it got hot during the summer because she went to the nursing home the first part of June, like end of May, first part of June, somewhere in there. Summertime's too hot. Don't want to touch yarn. Didn't really do a whole lot because it was just too hot. Well, now that it's cooled off, for the most part, we do have a few warmer days, but for the most part, it is cooled off. I'm just kind of, I guess you can say, detoxing. I did watch a video, and I can't remember the name of the video or, who the creator was, but they were a yarny person, and basically they said that you don't have to be like everybody else. Well, I am one of those people that I see somebody doing something, it's like, ooh, I want to do that, so I drop what I'm doing, go get some yarn, and make the same thing, or play around with the same type of thing that they're making. He said, you don't have to do that. If somebody makes blankets, you don't have to make blankets. If somebody makes hats, you don't have to make hats. You make what you want to make. Well, I had fallen into that trap that thinking all I could make was hats. Because I was making hats for the preschool because I took that over when my mom moved from here to where she was living before we moved her back. So then I had that all on me, and I was trying to do it, and I failed every year. I had to ask for help, and it's just, I had that mindset that all I could make was hats. Well, I know there's more that I can make than hats. And then I got into that mindset, oh, amigurumi. Well, I really don't like amigurumi because mine just don't look good. I don't think they look good anyway. But since I have just kind of been mellowing and not really doing a whole lot, I do occasionally see a video like, ooh, I want to do that. Somebody knitting. I will pick up my knitting needles and diddle around with it. I might make something. But for the most part, I've been trying just to not overwhelm myself with trying to make things and be like everybody else. It's been difficult, but I think I am slowly in the zone now where Anna is doing what Anna wants to do. I will say, no, we do not have enough hats for preschool. Am I worried about it? No. I will probably donate what hats my mom did make to my church. My church does do the Coats for Kids program, so I'm sure stocking hats would be welcome for that as well. I will check with them. If not, I will find another place to donate those hats, because that is where, or that is what Mom made them for, was to donate. I think last count I have about 70, something like that, hats out of the 100. But I'm not going to push myself, and I'm not going to stress to get those 100 hats done, because I'm not obligated to do that. I wasn't asked to do that. I just kind of took it over when my mom moved away, and it was just overwhelming for me, one person who is working 2 jobs and has a life in addition to that, to get that many hats done. Will I make hats? Yes, I will make hats, but I'm not going to push myself to be a super hat maker and make enough hats to supply an entire grade at school. So, that being said, that has also made it to where that person's video also kind of chilled me out. I do still watch Yarny videos. There are still a few Yarny people that I do follow and watch their videos. But I have reduced the number of Yarny people that I watch and the videos that I watch. Unless I see something that intrigues me, then I will watch it. However, I have merged more towards eating healthy, budget cooking. Of course, I'm still watching my full-time travelers. And then just whatever random video that pops up that, ooh, that looks cool. Lately, I've been on this binge of train hoppers, aka hobos. I didn't know people still did that. Seriously? I thought that was so cool when I was a kid. You know, I liked reading the Railway Children books, or, what was it called? The Railway Children? The Railroad Children? Can't remember. But I read all those books, and over and over and over and over that I read them. I'd read it, go back, take it to the library, check it back out, read it again. Thought it was so cool. And as an adult, I did not know anything about the orphan train, which that's kind of a little bit different, but that totally enthralled me. And I think I've read just about every orphan train book out there that I can find. So anyway, that is a little bit about where I've been, what has been processing in my brain, and what I've been trying to work through. I am currently happy. I've been happy all along, but I have that relief that I don't feel pressure that I have to make hats. It's all I can make. I can make other things, and I have been making other things, believe me. So, we will start with the hats. These are the hats that I've recently made, and I do have one more that y'all haven't seen. You've seen it in the works if you watched my blog. But I just completely finished it today, so I will share that with you as well. And I just tied my bag in a knot. But these hats, all of the hats in this bag, plus the one that I finished today, I actually participated in Terry and Lottie's September challenge, which is make something to donate, which these will be donated. I'm not going to sell them. I do have a cousin that teaches kindergarten, preschool, and I got another friend that teaches lower elementary. So if I don't donate these to the preschool as well, then I will donate them to a friend, or just, give them away here at, just give them away here locally to whoever could use them. So, I believe I showed you some addi blanks. Remember, it's been so long since I've done a video, but I made some addi blanks. I finally did finish those up. Addi blanks is I just take some yarn and I crank out the tubes, and I set them aside, just crank out a bunch of tubes, and then I go in later and I finish those hats up. And I think I did show you these because I do believe somebody commented on my pictures. So I'm going to show them again, and I'm going to tell you what the yarns were. Because, yeah, I do remember, because somebody asked me what a specific color was, I think. But anyway, this is a Loops and Threads. I don't remember the color now. But it is actually a size 5 yarn, and it worked up wonderfully on my addi. I was shocked. Size 5 yarn. But there we go. These are toasty warm. As you know, these are double thick. So there's that one, and this is a print, I believe. I want to say bisque, but I can't remember. So there's that one. This is somebody asked about this one. This one right here. This is a Yarn Bee Baby. And I can't remember what the colorway was on this. I've had this for quite a while. When I bought it, I didn't realize it was a baby yarn. I don't know why it says it on the label. but I was just scared of it and didn't use it, but I did crank this out on my Addi. This hat should be just fine, even though it looks small, because it'll stretch. So this one should be just fine. This one right here is the Red Heart Americana. This is amazing. For some reason, Red Heart worked on my Addi. There are a few boo-boos in this. This is my favorite side. This is the other side. But when you roll this up, you just get red and white stripe. But on this side, when you roll it up, you get more of the Americana. I kind of want to keep this hat because I like it, but it will be donated. And then this one was two different, just basic, or I believe, or maybe the Dollar Tree brand yarn. These are two different ones. I don't remember what the orange is, which this is the full hat. I don't remember what the orange is, but the green color, I believe, is the sage. And the reason I did it this way, because if you roll the other side up, all you get is green. So there's that one. And then I have a couple other ones that I crocheted. And yeah, I know I did show you these to you guys, because I remember mentioning the the fuzzies on this one. There's a paper clip. These are scrap. And on this one, I just used some black eyelash yarn. And I remember now because I was complaining or commenting that all the fuzzies are in the inside of the hat. Yeah. So this is a light purple and a lavender, a very light purple and a lavender. The very light purple should focus in a minute. It kind of looks a little bit gray. And then I paired it with the lavender. My camera's not doing a very good picture of it. But then I went with a darker purple and that grayish colored lavender, and then the grayish colored lavender with the outer. And then this is the multi-tone purple that I did. And then there's this one, which this is yellow with a band of just random variegated that goes with it. So yeah, I do remember now, and that's why these were tied up and put away. Not where they belong, but put away, because I did show them to you. So if you've seen them before, you got to see them again. I hope I explained what the colorways were the best I could, but I don't know. All right, now this is one that I finished. I may or may not have showed this to you, but I did share it on my blog. This is some loops and threads. This is another print. I believe the name of this one is Limoncello. It is a yellow, and it's got little flecks in it. Being that it is a size 5 yarn, and I do not have, which I used whatever the equivalent to an eye hook is, the knitting needles, size 9 maybe. I don't have size 9 DPNs, so I opted to do this flat. I used just the circular needles, and I just tried to hold on to this bag here, and I just did it flat. This kind of looks wonky, but it actually fits, and it works good. This is quite reversible. Don't know which side switch. But yeah, there you go. I just did a few rows. Where's my camera? There it is. I did a few rows of ribbing, and then I just knitted back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, garter stitch. I don't like the way the top is. If I do more of this, I need to work on my decreasing and my closing of the top. And then I finally, right there's my seam. I don't know if you can see it. It's right here is my seam. I think that turned out really good. It is not all that obvious. So all the hats that you've seen will be going for donation somewhere, and all of the hats that you just seen have been submitted to Terry and Lottie's September challenge, which is make something for a donation. One thing that I do, people see my hats, how much do you want for the hat? And I says, well, I don't charge for my hats. I give them away, but if you would like to donate, whatever you feel like donating, it has to be cash. I won't take card or any check or anything. It has to be a cash donation. And I says that'll just go back into, purchasing yarn for future projects, for future hats and stuff to donate. So usually, most people give me about $5. But hey, $5 will buy a skein of yarn, so I'm not really complaining because the person can use the hat. So that's that. So, now, onto the thing that I thought, doing something that I thought I would never do. This video is going to be long, I apologize, but I got a lot to talk about because I haven't been here in a while. And I don't want to type it out. But anyway, a couple months back, would have been probably mid-July, somewhere in there, our local Chamber of Commerce popped up an event that said, downtown craft fair, arts and crafts fair. And they were asking for local vendors. Well, my daughter-in-law, I sent it to her and I says, do you want a booth? And she's like, maybe. And I just kind of put it on the back shelf because it was still quite warm back in those days. And then we went on vacation. I totally forgot about it. We get back from vacation, which that was towards the end of August that we went on vacation. And when we got back, she was like, oh, we're doing the arts and crafts fair. And I'm like, sure. So I didn't really plan for it, but I do know I have several things in totes that I have made in the past. Some things I'm not quite willing to but sell yet or get rid of yet. But there's some things in those totes that I'm going to pull out to add to the Arts and Crafts Fair, because we do have a booth, hopefully. She did submit the entry form last week for it, and it is this coming up Saturday. So I told her to double check with the chamber to make sure they got it, and we do have booth space waiting on us. But I'm going to pull some things out. I know for sure that my No Fuss fish, if you've been here for a while, way back there, I made some No Fuss fish. Basically, it's those little fish tank looking containers, jars, glass jars that you can get at Dollar Tree. They have a lid, kind of like the old flower jars or candy jars, but they're just small. And I crocheted a fish, put some fish gravel in the bottom of it, and I think I used fishing line maybe to tie the fish and glue the fishing line to the top of the lid, so the fish is just floating in there. Yeah, I've got a couple of those left that I haven't sold. I'm not sure. I did one similar to that with a baby bee. I just crocheted a little bumblebee. I've got some of that reindeer grass stuff that you can get at Dollar Tree. Put that in the bottom with a big, huge pink flower. And baby bee just sits there and ding, 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 ding. But the flower, when it gets shook up in the, it'll swing because it's attached with like the fishing line as well. I think I'll keep that one. I like that one. It's kind of cute. But I do have some bags and stuff, I know, in the totes. Well, some other stuff we'll have to dig out to see what I am willing to sell. But I do have in here, I do have a bunch of dice bags that I have made that I have tried to sell at our business, but they just haven't sold. So I will go back over those that I have, and then I'll show you some that I've made here in the last few days to add to the mix to sell. You see me taking them out of the bag? I've been busy. Kind of sort of busy. So anyway, I think this is the one that I've had the longest. And I believe I made this back during COVID, like 4 years ago. And it still hasn't sold, and I don't understand why. But this is a peach color. It's a beaded bag, peach with black beads. It does just have a single drawstring bag. And it will sit up on its own. It's a good sized bag. So it already has a tag on it. I worry about tagging it. But this is ready to go into be sold. I also have this dragon egg one that I made. I made a couple of these, but this is the only one that hasn't sold yet. This is kind of like a marled, pinkish, salmonish color. But the camera will focus on that. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm using my new camera. Actually, we got it for our gamers so they can live stream their games. Lost interest after we got it. Never tried it. So I told Steve, I said, well, I will use it. Say this one, yeah, it's been closed for so long. This is just a small dice bag, but it took a lot of work. So it's a little bit pricier than some of them. I do have, this is, if you remember, it's been a while, but this is before my library quit having the magazines, the craft magazines available on the, what's that? Flipster, I think, was the app thing, but they no longer subscribe to that, so I no longer have access to the magazine. I'm so sad. Now they use Hoopla, and Hoopla does not have any arts and crafts magazines. I'm so sad. But they do have some really cool books that you can download, and that has patterns in them. So this is like the Woodland. This is from Annie's or Crochet Today or whatever it is. It's Annie's Crafts crochet magazine. And I do have this printed off. I did find it and print off because I'd lost a pattern and couldn't finish what I was trying to do. And this one does have a price on it, so now you know how much I'm charging for it. But this was a set of 3. There was an owl, which I thought looked like a monkey. I didn't like it the way I finished it off. And then there was a raccoon, which that sold pretty quick. The owl is sold. All I have left is the fox. So he's pretty cute. I love that face. But yeah, he's going to be for sale as well. And if you want to know, it's $15. Because that took a lot of work. And he's cute. So I think he deserves the cost to be charged a little bit more. Another one that I have over there, these are just little bitty ones. This is I don't think that's showing right. It's looking blue on my screen, but it's actually a dark purple and white K-State colors if you're from Kansas. The next one I have, this is just a small blue one. This is another $2.50 one. This is actually made with cotton yarn. It's just like a blue color. Nothing fancy. And then I have these, I've got 2 of these. One is just a same color blue as this, for what it's worth. And then this one is like a purple, blue, white, black. Both of these are cotton yarn. These are a dice tray bag. Got this around my arm so I can put all these back in there. But you open this up and you set it down on the table. And you can use it to roll your dice into or just have I need one of these for my dice. I'm making myself a new dice bag because I need a dice bag because I have to carry a lot of dice because when I play cards with the boys, and sometimes we got girls here, but usually it's all boys. My deck is a life gain and +1/+1. All my creatures get +1/+1s for certain circumstances. And I need a lot of these because I get a lot of characters. Anyway, I gotta make myself one of these. But anyway, you set this on the table and then you can roll your dice in here and they don't bounce off the table. And when you're done, bloop, you can carry your dice with you. So I've got that one and I've got this one, which are the same. Like I said, these are both made out of cotton yarn. So, yeah, I've got a good start. I'm surprised that these haven't sold. I don't know why they haven't. I think they're cool. If I needed a dice bag and I didn't crochet, I would probably buy one. I do sell them occasionally. They always buy the cool ones. Okay, now, the ones I've worked on since last Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, somewhere in there. These are in no particular order. This is just some scrap yarn. I do not know what this is, but I believe it's some loops and threads. Because I think I made a hat with this. But this is just a simple little dice bag. Nothing too fancy. This one is kind of will stand up on its own. Not real good. But it is super soft and fluffy. Then I have this one, which is just another crochet bag. This is some of that size 5 weight loops and threads again that I had left over from making a hat. This one will actually stand up on its own. It is thick enough that it will. And I always like to do 2 strings on my dice bags because I feel that 2 strings closes up the top a lot better than just 1. So there's that one. I do not have these priced yet, the ones I'm going to do. The next one I'm going to show you, this is a Tunisian crochet dice bag. I started it at the bottom with just regular crochet with I was going to do a regular crochet, but I changed my mind and decided to go Tunisian crochet. This is like a teal, I think it's teal or mint. And then I used a white and off-white. And I finished it off on the top with just regular crochet with like half double crochets. And then I did a chain 3 single crochet in each one of those loops. This is a really good sized bag. It is huge. You can put a lot in that one. But once again, double drawstring. Looks like a flower on top. I do like the way this one looks. Maybe it'll focus on it. Or not. But anyway, there's that one. And then I have, if you remember, I think I shared that I made some kitty cat squares. I made like a brown, white. The pattern was from Divine Debris, I think it is. And I had 4 brown ones that I made. Brown kitty cat, white background, and then white kitty cat, brown background. Same kitty cat on each color. And I had started another one that was the white with the teal. Well, I frogged that one, if you even seen the beginning of that. And I made dice bags out of the brown ones. So this is what I did. I did the 2 white background ones, put them together with the brown, and then put a brown top on them. That's what they look like when they're closed. Love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Yeah, just 2 squares crocheted together. There we go. Having trouble focusing on the camera. I'm so used to the tablet where it's like off over here, but no, the camera's like right here in front of me practically. And then the other one that I have is the white kitty with the brown background. I put it together with the white, off-white, and then put the white top on it with the white strings. There's that one. I think these turned out adorable. I like these. And since I was on the Tunisian kick, I think I'll put these in the bag so I don't lose them. I want my yarn. Since I was on the Tunisian kick, I made some Tunisian pinwheels. This is that same mint or turquoise or teal or whatever it was, and I used the same white because that's what I have in my bag this weekend, so that's what we worked with. I did 2 of these. Wasn't sure what I was going to do with them, but I decided to crochet them together. Just single crocheted them together. When I got to the top, I went around one side, around the other side, and then, well, you can't really make a drawstring bag with a, what is that, pentagon? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, yeah, 6, whatever 6 is. Can't really make a drawstring bag with that. So I opted to make a top on it. I think it turned out pretty good. It's not perfect, but there's the top. Just kind of did it on my own. Don't look bad. And then I did a double crochet and then 2 single crochets in each. Well, double crochet, chain one. And then I did 2 single crochets in the top of that to give it kind of a better way to close. That's what it looks like when it's closed. And I did make, which the strings are tied, but I did make a little slider thingy to slide up against that. So yeah, I think that turned out pretty cool. I'm going to have to get used to this camera if I'm going to keep using it. So there's that one to put in there. And that's what I currently have finished. Now I have 2 of them that are started. This one right here, I need to go get some more of this yarn. This is the Red Heart Favorite Stripes. And this is what I have so far. Ooh, that's really blowing that out. Especially that red is like glowing. Oh, yellow, orange, red, purple, 2 different colors, blue. Yeah, that red is really blowing out. I wonder what it does when I get closer. Yeah, that still blows it out. But I'm ready to start making the handles on this. It's going to be one of those little handle purses. It actually turned out a little bit bigger than I expected it to. But that's okay. This happens when you chain 30. That's what I did with an eye hook. But it's a good size. You can put quite a bit in that purse. And it's not necessarily meant for a little kid. This could be, I'd use this. But this is what I have left out of this. And I don't know if this was probably that big, honking, huge skein that I've had forever. But I think I got 1 more of these left. This is what I have left for now. This is a mix of yellow and orange. Blown out. Really bright on my camera. But I think I can go around at least 1, maybe 2 times. And like I said, I'm getting ready to start because I'll have to go and then chain. And then I'll have to make the handles, a couple more rows to make the handles. So I have to go get that so I can finish this bag. Then I have 1 more bag to add. And then, let me see if I can pull this over here. Nope. Hold on. I'll be right back. Gotta go fetch. Sorry, didn't mean to hit the camera. Gotta go fetch my yarn. It like rolled across the floor. Like, on top of spaghetti, all covered with cheese. I lost my poor meatball when somebody sneezed. It rolled off the table and onto the floor. And then my poor meatball rolled out of the door. Well, thankfully the door is way over there. So my yarn ball didn't roll out the door. But it did roll off the table and onto the floor and across the room. A little ways. I can still reach it. But anyway, I did a Tunisian experiment thing. I have tried doing this method before and I just couldn't get it to click, and I finally got it to click, and I'm super excited to work on this some more. I'm going to do another drawstring bag with this. I'm using this blown out. This is actually like a Christmas red color. This is red sparkly. And the same white that I've been using on everything. Red and white. Nope, it's not going to focus very well. But I'm using a size H double-ended Tunisian crochet hook. And what I did was I crocheted 20, I believe, on the bottom. I went across one side and back the other way like you would if you were crocheting, like I did on this. On this rainbow bag, you chain X number and then you just kind of go around. That's what I did on this. And it worked this time. I am so excited. So then I am just doing regular, and I did actually the extended Tunisian, simple Tunisian on the bottom to make it more, easier to work with. But yeah, it actually worked. And I'm on the corner right now, so it looks kind of wonky. But I'm just doing my simple Tunisian, and then pulling my red through, which is my return stitch. It's looking really cool. You can see that sparkle through there. I'm hoping, well, I should get this done probably tomorrow. I'm hoping I'll work on the rainbow in the next day. And then I have some yarn like this that's a green sparkly. It's not quite like this, it's similar. And I'm hoping to use it with maybe the white, because I don't have enough red or anything, to make another bag like this so I can, see if I can do this again. I'm also thinking, this would, you see those pot holders that you can fold over? That's what that's kind of looking like I'm trying to do, but it's really not. So I'm wondering if maybe we can make those double thick pot holders with Tunisian crochet doing this. Something I'll have to work on. So anyway, that's what I have to show you guys. That's what I have to share with you guys. I'm sorry this is so long. We're working on 33 minutes. Hopefully YouTube will let me upload this. But I want to thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. And I will see you in my next video.